The hidden truth about diastasis, why your core isn't healing. What if the reason your stomach isn't getting flatter has very little to do with how many sit-ups you do? Many people spend months, even years, trying different
Workouts, eating healthier, and pushing themselves harder, only to wonder why their belly still sticks out.
The surprising truth is that the problem may not be fat at all. It could be something happening much deeper inside your core. That condition is called diastasis recti, and it's far more common than most people realize. To understand it, imagine your abdominal muscles as two strong columns running from your ribs down to your pelvis. Between those muscles is a band of connective tissue called the linea alba. Think of it as a strong zipper that helps hold both sides together while allowing your body to bend, twist, and move. Over time, that connective tissue can become stretched and weakened. Instead of the muscles staying close together, they begin to separate. This usually doesn't happen overnight. It develops slowly as pressure inside the abdomen repeatedly pushes against the weakened tissue. Little by little, the support system of the core becomes less effective. One of the biggest myths about diastasis is that it only affects women after pregnancy. Pregnancy is certainly one of the most common causes because of the growing baby placing pressure on the abdominal wall, but it is far from the only cause. Men can develop diastasis. Women who have never been pregnant can develop it. Even athletes with strong-looking bodies may experience it if they repeatedly place excessive pressure on their abdominal wall without proper core control. As we grow older, our connective tissues naturally lose some of their strength and elasticity. Being overweight can increase pressure inside the abdomen. Frequently lifting heavy objects without proper breathing, chronic coughing, long-term constipation, poor exercise technique, and even genetics can all play a role. Some people simply inherit connective tissue that is more likely to stretch than others. This is why two people can perform similar activities but experience very different outcomes. Your body often gives warning signs long before you realize what's happening. One of the most noticeable is a bulge or ridge that appears down the center of the stomach when getting out of bed or performing certain movements. Others notice that they still look several months pregnant despite losing weight. Some people feel frustrated because they exercise regularly, yet their core still feels weak. You may also experience lower back discomfort because the abdominal muscles are no longer providing the support your spine depends on. Poor posture can gradually develop as your core struggles to stabilize your body. Everyday tasks like lifting groceries, carrying grandchildren, or standing for long periods may suddenly feel more difficult than they should. Some people even notice a feeling of instability around the pelvis, making simple daily movements less comfortable. Unfortunately, many people respond by doing even more traditional abdominal exercises. They believe hundreds of crunches or sit-ups will tighten their stomach. In reality, those exercises can sometimes create even greater pressure inside the abdomen. When that pressure pushes outward against already weakened connective tissue, it may slow progress instead of helping it. This doesn't mean that all abdominal exercises are bad. It means that choosing the right exercises at the right time matters. The goal is not simply to make the abdominal muscles work harder. The goal is to help the entire core work smarter by controlling pressure from the inside. You can think of your abdomen like a balloon. If pressure builds up inside and has nowhere to go, it pushes against the weakest area. Learning to manage that pressure is one of the most important parts of supporting recovery. That's why breathing, posture, and deep core activation are just as important as strength itself. Hearing the word diastasis often makes people think surgery is the only solution. While surgery may be appropriate for severe cases or when there are additional medical concerns, it is not automatically the first step for everyone. Many people are first encouraged to try conservative approaches, including targeted exercise, healthy nutrition, weight management when appropriate, and guidance from a qualified healthcare professional or physical therapist. Every situation is different, and the right treatment depends on the severity of the separation, symptoms, and an individual's overall health. The encouraging news is that the body has an incredible ability to adapt. Connective tissue can respond positively to the right kind of support, and the deep muscles of the core can become stronger and more coordinated over time. Recovery doesn't usually happen through harder workouts. It happens through smarter movement, patience, and consistency. But this raises an important question. If your body already has the ability to rebuild stronger support from the inside, are you giving it what it actually needs? In the next section, you'll discover the simple exercise that many experts use to activate the deepest core muscles, why it works, and how performing it correctly may become one of the most important steps in supporting your recovery. Now let's answer the question that brings so many people here. If traditional ab exercises can sometimes make diastasis worse, what should you do instead? The answer may surprise you because it doesn't involve intense workouts, expensive equipment, or hundreds of repetitions. In fact, the most effective exercise often looks so simple that many people assume it can't possibly work. But when performed correctly and consistently, it trains the deepest layer of your abdominal muscles, the muscles that act like your body's natural support belt. This technique is commonly known as the abdominal draw-in maneuver. Its purpose isn't to flatten your stomach by sucking it in for appearance. Instead, it teaches your deep core muscles, especially the transverse abdominis, to activate properly. These muscles wrap around your abdomen like a wide belt. When they contract correctly, they help support the abdominal wall, improve stability, and reduce unnecessary strain on the weakened connective tissue. Here's how to perform it step by step. Begin by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet resting comfortably on the floor. Keep your spine in a neutral position, not pressed hard into the floor and not overly arched. Relax your shoulders, neck, and jaw. Your body should feel comfortable, not tense. Take a slow breath in through your nose. As you breathe out through your mouth, gently pull your belly button inward toward your spine. Think about tightening your waist as if you were slowly zipping up a snug jacket. The movement should be gentle and controlled. You are not trying to force your stomach inward as hard as possible. Instead, you are creating a steady, comfortable contraction deep inside your abdomen. Once you feel those muscles engage, continue breathing normally. This is one of the most important parts of the exercise. Many people accidentally hold their breath, which increases pressure inside the abdomen and works against the goal. Your breathing should stay smooth and relaxed while the muscles remain gently activated. Hold the contraction for about 5 to 10 seconds if it feels comfortable, then slowly relax. Repeat the movement several times, focusing on quality instead of quantity. A few perfect repetitions are far more valuable than dozens of rushed ones. As you become more confident, you can practice this same activation while sitting, standing, or walking. Eventually, your goal is to use these deep core muscles naturally during everyday activities, such as standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or reaching for something on a high shelf. There are also a few common mistakes to avoid. The first is pulling the stomach in too aggressively. If you're straining, shaking, or unable to breathe normally, you're using too much force. Another mistake is tilting the pelvis or flattening the lower back instead of activating the deep core. Some people tighten their chest, shoulders, or neck, which shifts the work away from the muscles you're trying to strengthen. Remember, this exercise is about precision, not power. How often should you practice it? For most people, consistency is more important than intensity. Practicing for just a few minutes once or twice a day is often more beneficial than doing one long session each week. Your deep core muscles respond well to regular controlled practice because you're teaching your nervous system a new movement pattern. Over time, those movements become more automatic. So why does this simple exercise work? When your deep core muscles activate correctly, they create better support for your spine and abdominal wall. Instead of allowing pressure to push outward against the weakened connective tissue, your body learns to distribute that pressure more efficiently. This may help reduce abdominal bulging, improve posture, and make daily movements feel more stable. Many people also notice that standing, walking, and lifting become easier because the entire core is working together as one unit. But exercise is only one part of recovery. Your body also needs the right environment to repair and maintain healthy tissue. Eating enough protein provides the building blocks your muscles need. Vitamin D and other essential nutrients support overall bone and muscle health. Maintaining a healthy body weight can reduce unnecessary stress on the abdominal wall. Quality sleep gives your body time to recover, while gradual progression helps prevent setbacks. It's also wise to avoid activities that create excessive strain on your abdomen until your healthcare provider or physical therapist says you're ready. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting dramatic changes within a few days. Connective tissue heals slowly, and every person's recovery timeline is different. Progress often comes in small victories that are easy to miss if you're focused only on the mirror. Instead of asking, "Does my stomach look flatter today?" ask yourself different questions. Is my posture improving? Can I activate my core more easily? Am I noticing less bulging during movement? Do I feel more stable when I lift something or get out of bed? These changes are often the first signs that your body is moving in the right direction. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Recovery is not about chasing perfection. It's about building a stronger foundation one day at a time. And once that foundation begins to improve, you'll discover that healing isn't just about closing a gap between muscles. It's about rebuilding confidence in the way your entire body moves. In the final section, we'll look beyond exercise and explore the daily habits that can protect your core for years to come, helping you build lasting strength from the inside out. By now, you've learned that diastasis recti isn't simply about having a gap between your abdominal muscles. It's about how your entire core functions as a team. And perhaps the most encouraging lesson is this: recovery isn't just about changing how your stomach looks. It's about changing how your body feels, moves, and supports you every single day. Many people become discouraged because they focus only on appearance. They look in the mirror each morning hoping for instant results, and when they don't see dramatic changes, they assume nothing is happening. But healing often begins long before you can see it. Your muscles become more coordinated, your posture improves, your movements become more controlled. These small improvements are signs that your body is becoming stronger from the inside out. Instead of asking, "How quickly can I fix this?" try asking, "How can I build a healthier core that will support me for the rest of my life?" That simple shift in thinking can completely change your approach. You're no longer chasing a quick fix, you're investing in long-term strength and better overall health. The good news is that supporting your recovery doesn't require spending hours in the gym. In fact, some of the most effective habits happen during ordinary daily activities. When lifting groceries, laundry baskets, or even picking up a child, avoid holding your breath. Instead, engage your deep core gently and breathe steadily throughout the movement. This helps manage pressure inside your abdomen and reduces unnecessary strain on the connective tissue. Pay attention to your posture while sitting and standing. You don't need to force yourself into a stiff military position. Simply imagine the top of your head reaching toward the ceiling while keeping your shoulders relaxed. Good posture allows your core muscles to work more efficiently throughout the day. Walking is another powerful habit that people often underestimate. A consistent daily walk improves circulation, supports overall fitness, and encourages your body to move naturally. Combined with proper core engagement, walking becomes more than just exercise, it becomes part of your recovery. Gentle mobility exercises are equally important. When your hips, back, and shoulders move well, your body doesn't have to compensate with poor movement patterns that place extra stress on your abdomen. Even a few minutes of gentle stretching each day can help improve flexibility and make everyday activities feel easier. Throughout your day, pay attention to how you move. Whether you're getting out of bed, standing up from a chair, reaching overhead, or climbing stairs, try to use the deep core activation you've practiced. These small moments happen dozens of times every day. Together, they create far more opportunity for progress than a single workout alone. Remember, consistency always beats perfection. You don't have to perform every exercise flawlessly or follow a perfect routine. What matters most is showing up day after day. Small, steady improvements add up over weeks and months, creating lasting changes that rushed approaches rarely achieve. It's also important to listen to your body. Some days you'll feel stronger than others, and that's completely normal. Recovery isn't a straight line. There may be periods when progress seems slow, but that doesn't mean your efforts are failing. Stay patient, continue practicing healthy habits, and celebrate every improvement, no matter how small it may seem. If your symptoms are severe, if you experience significant pain, or if you're unsure whether you have diastasis recti, don't hesitate to seek guidance from a qualified healthcare professional or a physical therapist with experience in core rehabilitation. A personalized evaluation can help ensure you're following the safest and most effective plan for your individual needs. The most important message to take away from today's video is this: don't fear the diagnosis. Understand it. Your body is remarkably adaptable. With the right exercises, healthy daily habits, proper nutrition, quality sleep, and professional guidance when needed, many people are able to build a stronger, more stable core over time. Progress may not happen overnight, but every correct movement is another step toward better health. So if you've been feeling frustrated because nothing seemed to work, don't give up. Sometimes the answer isn't doing more, it's doing the right things consistently. Your journey doesn't begin with the perfect workout. It begins with understanding your body, respecting the healing process, and making small choices that support your health every day. Lasting change isn't built in a single workout or a single week. It's built through simple actions repeated with patience and purpose. Start today, stay consistent, and give your body the opportunity to become stronger from the inside out.